Hey, how are you, Maya?
I'm good. How are you?
Great.
Okay, we thought there was audio in Bakeless, but there's not. So we'll just do it from my laptop, but you're on the big screen though. So
Oh,
everyone here can see you. Um,
hi.
but this is or actually I'll let you do you just want to do like a short introduction, like a little bit about yourself, and like what you graduated from?
Yeah, sure. So it's so weird because I was just sitting in those seats not too long ago. Do you guys have your meetings now at like 6:30
Yeah. Yep.
Mondays? All right, well, so my name's Madeline. I graduated from Bloomsburg University back in December of 2022. Um, I graduated with my BA in mass communications and a public relations track. I had a minor in marketing and I served for PRSSA from my sophomore year until I graduated. Um, I started off as just a member. I moved up to I think it was secretary my junior year, and then my senior year I became vice president. But that's just a little of my background at Bloomsburg University. I currently have a full-time job. I've been working at my full-time job for about 7 months now. I started in February of 2023, a couple months after I graduated, and uh, I I wanted to mention that I work at PPL Center, but I don't work for the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. I work for a company called Oakview Group, and it's a company that manages the venue. However, we closely coordinate with the Lehigh Valley Phantoms and kind of just run their events for them, as well as do our own events such as concerts, comedy shows, graduations, stuff like that. So that's a little bit about me, I guess.
Okay, perfect. And then could you share with us like some of your favorite parts like about your current role, like why you chose it and like why you like it?
Yeah, so uh, I applied for the event and guest services manager position, and I'll be honest with you, I thought it was going to be a long shot uh, trying to get a managerial position right out of college. I mean, um, it, the description did say 1 to 2 years experience, so um, I guess I just kind of took it and ran with it. I applied and I got an interview. I interviewed with one other person. It was 2 rounds, and I interviewed with my now boss and the general manager of the venue. But one thing I love about my job is how fun it is. There's there's a huge like there's this huge idea that once you graduate college, you're gonna be stuck in this loop of just thinking that you're never gonna have as much fun as you were having, or um like life gets so real and you grow up and things aren't as fun as they were before. But one thing I love about it is that I feel like as soon as I started working, I like completely kind of forgot about what I was leaving behind and just jumped right into my new life, I guess you could say. It made it really easy to do that because I personally love hockey. I grew up watching hockey. Of course, the Phantoms aren't my favorite team ever, but you grow to love the team as you watch them grow and watch them win over and over again. So I guess that's just kind of something that makes it so fun for me.
Okay, sweet. Thank you. That was really good. Could you just share like a little bit about your like just to keep it real, a little bit about like your least favorite things? Like if there's anything you could change about your role?
Yeah, so you know they so I think one of the least favorite things that um, I went through as I came on board with PPL is that they oftentimes you're paid a salary amount, and depending on the job you're going to spend a lot of your time at that job. And sometimes as a new hire, especially like straight out of college, you're going to be expected of things and be thrown a bunch of responsibilities that maybe you weren't expecting out of the job role. It's all a part of growing and making mistakes and learning from them as they go. But I think that's something that I struggled with in the beginning because of, um, again, life gets real fast. So you just kind of have to put yourself in that mindset and just not be afraid to fail. I guess it is. I started off being afraid to fail, like, oh no, they're gonna freaking fire me if I like mess up. No, that's definitely not how it works. But I can see and understand why, um, like why people would struggle in the beginning with that kind of thing, like trying to be the best that you could be. You know, you got this good role, like this really good opportunity, and you don't want to waste it. So I guess like the pressure definitely puts a toll on you in the beginning.
Okay. Thanks for being honest for that. And then I know like when I was texting you, you talked about a little bit about how you sometimes get to work with like PR roles. Could you just like explain a little bit about like what PR positions normally do and like how your job like intersects with PR?
Yeah, so I don't do PR anymore myself. I'm very much on the management side of things. So, um, what I do though is I work with all of the departments in the building, and what that consists of is, you know, going to the marketing department and coordinating with them. How are we going to sell these tickets? When do we put these tickets on sale? When are we announcing our campaign for this event? Stuff like that. And unfortunately, I don't get to be as creative as I once was back when I was in college and back when I was doing my internship with the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. Um, but I guess you just in a PR sense, if you're looking at it from a PR perspective, I guess I do get to you know, gather information from different companies and vendors and stuff like that, and get to work with those types of people and bring them to our venue. Of course, I don't get the final decision in that process. However, you know, I get the ability to be able to bring in these new clients and customers and just develop a whole entire community based off of like my opinion of them, or if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, that's great. Um, and then this is like kind of my last question. I'm gonna leave it open for everyone else to ask questions after this. But after like getting this like first big job, like did you find your career aspirations changed at all, or is this like something that you want to keep pursuing and like growing with? How do you feel like about like your career journey?
So, of course, you know, when you're applying for full-time positions, you are gonna take pretty much anything you can get to a certain point. You know, it's hard getting a job as an entry level st- just graduated student. So I think for me, like my aspirations lie in creativity, and I think they changed a little bit as I kind of got into the position that I'm in now. However, I think where I want to venture off to next would be a more creative position and go back into uh, PR and marketing and what I graduated with, writing. I love journalism. I love writing. That's what I was doing beforehand. Like I was talking about in my internship with Lehigh Valley Phantoms, I was writing. I was able to, you know, go and like record interviews and ask questions and report back to the broadcaster, cool stuff like that. Like you get to meet the players and stuff like that. However, um, I do have to add though that like in my position now, I do like the managerial sense of things because you get a higher authority right off the bat. You know, someone that's a supervisor, someone that has a very like niche specific job title. Mine, I get to work alongside like huge names sometimes. We had a concert back in May, I believe it was, and you know, I'm not really a fan of Janet Jackson, but I was like inches from her and I got to set up her locker room. I got her, I guess she didn't eat her raspberries that she requested. So I took them from her fridge, and that was pretty cool. I was going around the venue saying I have Janet Jackson's raspberries in my hand. Um, but I guess you could look at it from that perspective, or you could look at it as like, do you want to do you want to do these cool things, or do you want to do these cool things? So like, I don't know. You're gonna change your mind a bunch of times. I think, throughout your career, it's all about what you try and what you find your best at and what you like sticking to, what you're most passionate about. So I think that's what I would say about that question.
Okay, that was so well answered. I think a lot of people can take away a lot from that. And I guess that was most of my questions. I just wanted to cover a little bit about like where you were right now in your role. But do you guys have anything to add or ask any questions? Yeah.
I wanted to ask them, what did she learn from here that helped her with her new job now?
Were you able to hear that, Maddie?
What did you say?
She asked what like helped you learn like what you learned in college. So what you learned in college and how did it help you like in your role now? Like how does it apply to your job?
Yeah, so I would say I would say I learned a lot of time management skills in college that it doesn't really pertain to you guys do in classes and such, but I think what you get out of class is like being on time with things and being able to communicate with others about certain things, being able to plan something from start to finish, being consistent in your work, not just, excuse my language, but bullshitting something. That's what really matters in the long run. And as long as you're willing to learn and, you know, grow from like what you are learning, and as long as you put your full like 100% effort in it, I think that's really what matters and what I took away. Specifically, trying to think what I like took away from PR. I would say mostly the coordinating thing. As vice president in the club you guys are currently in, PRSSA, I had to work with um on campus on campus like teacher like professors and like people in the office to coordinate with them with like, can we get something on campus that maybe we need permission to have, or we want to host this event, is this date available, stuff like that. So I think overall the whole entire communication aspect of everything is really important to grasp as you're like in college there now.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you were working, were there any like curveballs that were thrown at you that just kind of you had this expectation of what this job might have felt like, and then you were just like, whoa, and how can you like help us with that maybe?
Yeah, so I thought I there's actually two things. Um, so in the very beginning, I like signed up. I was like, oh, I'm gonna like plan these cute little events and be able to run them and like I guess I wasn't aware of the full entire like effort that really goes into it. I have to work with, I before going into this job, I had no idea like what an operations department meant. But like going into the job, it's like there's these people, they have to set up a stage, they have to take time to cover the ice with boards, they have to set out chairs, they have to like know if you need like there's like audio and visual communication that you need to have with people. um you need to know the right people to be going to, and of course, your boss is going to help you do that, but as you get the swing of things, like they're not always going to be holding your hand. So it's like every event is specific, um depending on what it is, like a concert or, like I said, a comedy show, a family show. Not every person or not every production team for a concert is going to have the same thing or have the same setup. So you need to be like communicating with the production team that comes into the venue. Like we work with Live Nation, and they're a big production company. The same people usually come in and run the shows, but um, they they need to be like, you need to give them specific coordinates, or they need to give you specific coordinates of what you need to be setting up on your end. So, and you're basically the middleman of that communication. So they're telling you one thing and you have to tell like your team of people what they're telling you, and make sure that that communication is solid, and you're not, you know, miscommunicating anything, not misunderstanding anything, stuff like that. So I think that was a curveball for me, just kind of expecting it all to just happen and just relying on everybody to, you know, get their stuff together. But there's a lot of work in the process of doing things. So, you know, I'm still like in a learning curve right now at 7 months. I have a long way to go yet until I'm even considered to get into a higher position. But I think like the more you get the hang of that, the easier it becomes. I just think, you know, you can't really expect something going into a role. You just have to go into it with an open mind and hope for the best. I could just say.
Is there any other questions? Yeah,
Just out of curiosity, like what's like the age demographic of like the people that like she works with?
What's the age of what?
The age demographic of the people you work with?
So, my office downstairs with Oakview Group, the company that I work for, the age demographic ranges from, so I'm 23 currently, and I'd say the oldest is probably 60, 65. I work with mainly adults older than the age of 30. That goes for like you got your HR manager, and then your HR director. My boss is the director of events and security, as well as the AGM of the building. So he's 42, I believe. And our general manager, he's probably in his early 40s as well. It very much ranges. So I kind of clinged on to my one friend who is 24 right now. She's the front desk manager, and she is the closest to my age. The age after that is probably like 30, maybe. You're gonna work with the elderly wherever you go. So just get ready for that.
all right, is there any other questions? Are we good? Okay, I think you answered everything, Maddie. Thank you.
Yes. It's so nice to talk to you.
Yeah, you too. And then I guess I'll share your LinkedIn with everyone. So if you get requests, that's why. But thank you so much for talking to us. I appreciate it and spending the time.
I wanted to add one piece of advice too.
Yeah, go ahead.
I forgot to say. When you're job searching, and I think this is probably the most important thing I'm going to say. When you're on your job search, when you graduate college and everything's said and done, I think like one of the like most efficient ways to get a job outside of college is to literally like not just go through LinkedIn, because half of the time when you go on LinkedIn, some of those job listings aren't even on their website, and it's like, who are you giving your resume to? Who are you writing your cover letter for? You're just wasting time. Go on their website, on a company's website that you like. It doesn't have to be a specific website, like a specific company. Literally just look up 100 top PR agencies in the city you want to live in, something of that sort. You're going to get a huge list of just companies that are pertaining to PR, marketing, branding, stuff like that. And you're going to want to go on their website. You're going to want to look at all their job listings. Not only that, but you're going to apply to that job listing. Whatever job listings you want, you can apply to 2, 3, however many you want. And then look and see if they have a contact or an email that you can reach out to. Send your resume to there too. Introduce yourself. Don't talk about like how you are in your professional career, how you like what you do in college and stuff, but talk about your personal interests. I think one of the main reasons why I like got my job is because during my interview, I was very personable, and I told my now boss that I was writing a book. and he was very interested in like my writing and how I'm aspiring to write a book. And we talked about that for like half the interview. So, just it's good to, have a good resume and have all your technicalities on there, but also like be yourself and don't forget to just show them your true selves. That's how, that's how I got my internship at the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. I emailed the former marketing manager and I was like, hey, do you have anything open? I'm really interested. Like, these are my hobbies, stuff of that sort. So that would be my best advice. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say.
So shoot your shot is
Shoot your shot. Do not be afraid to be rejected, because you're going to be rejected 100 trillion times. And you're going to be on your job search 8 hours a day at times, for a month or two, however long it may take. Don't lose your confidence. Just keep searching, because you'll get one.
Okay, thank you. That was so good. I appreciate you talking to us. Yeah, I think as long as you guys don't have any questions, I think that is it. But it was so nice talking to you, and I'll give them your LinkedIn. And if you have anything else for us, let us know. I know you like to be involved. So yeah, but thank you. I guess
Yes. You too. Keep me in the loop.
we will. All right, have a good night.
All
See
right, you
ya.
too.